Now you tell me that this ain't beautiful. The mountains of Pennsylvania. Or, just a question I'm asking. Don't go too crazy on me. Don't stone me. Mountains of Pennsylvania or mountains of Israel. Look, I'm just saying, is it? I'm not making a statement. I'm asking a question. Okay? Because I know that these people lie about everything. Okay? If they're talking, they're lying. Talking about the Gentiles. Are these the mountains of Pennsylvania or the mountains of Israel? Because we know for a fact that America is the old world. Y'all see these mountains? Look, and this is how we know. This is how we know America is the old world. In Maryland, way out Maryland, you have Mount Ephraim. Now listen to me, Hebrew. In the Old Testament, you read plenty of stories about Mount Ephraim. How is it that I'm out in the state of Maryland, but I can visit a mountain that I can find in the Old Testament called Mount Ephraim? Now look, of course I know what somebody's going to say, hey, Ak, that's not the same Mount Ephraim, Ak. And what I want to say to you is, can you prove that? Not telling me what you've been taught, not telling me what the whole world thinks and believes. Can you prove that the mountains way out in Maryland called Mount Ephraim, can you prove that that's not the one from the Old Testament? No, you can't. Now I'm asking you, are these the mountains of Pennsylvania or the mountains of Israel? I'm not saying that they are, I'm not saying that they're not. I'm asking a question. Because we've been lied to about everything, fam. You're not going to be able to get a straight answer from these people. They don't have the capability or the desire to be honest. It's just not in them, family. Do y'all see those mountains? Family, I'm telling you, there is something magical about coming through the mountains. Even in the Old Testament, you see people going up on mountaintops. Look, did not Uncle Moses go to the mountaintop? Was not Mount Sinai a holy mountain? Did Moses go up on the mountain of God? There is something very sacred and spiritual about being in the mountains. And I'm telling you right now, it's one of the reasons why I love the mountainous regions so much. Okay, not to mention that the fact the last time I saw my mother alive, I was right here in Pennsylvania. I couldn't enjoy the mountains back then because my mother was fighting for her life. But I always knew that I had to return to this place, and this is why. Can y'all see that? I'm driving, so I can't really focus all the way in like I want to on these mountains out here. But this is a thing of beauty. And I just cannot seem to stay away from the mountains of Pennsylvania. Y'all, they call Pennsylvania the Keystone State. I'm talking to somebody. They call Pennsylvania the Keystone State. Now, do you know that a mountain is a rock? A rock is a stone. I'm going to say that again. A mountain is a rock. A rock is a stone. Look straight in front of me. Do you see that large mountain right there, Hebrew? Do you see that mountain? Covered with trees. Do you know the higher that you go up there, the frequency changes when you go on the mountains, y'all? Why you think your ears start doing all those popping sounds? Huh? Why do you think Uncle Moses went up into the mountain to receive the commandments? Even in the so-called fake New Testament, did not Many of you guys, Lord and Savior JC, did not he take two of his disciples up into the mountain where he did his so-called transfiguration? Do y'all remember that? Why do you think the New Testament made JC or Yahushua or Yeshua? Why do you think they made him go up into the mountains? Huh? Because they're stealing from the Old Testament, family. Mountains are not like just any piece of land. Filled with trees, okay? These trees can talk, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Yes, trees talk. When you go up into the mountains, when you're surrounded by nature, it does something to your spirit if you are in a certain kind of frequency. Many of our people don't care about stuff like that, let alone know about stuff like that, okay? And I'm not knocking you, but what I am trying to do, I'm trying to cause everybody who watches this video to think. Ain't nothing like being out in nature. Ain't nothing like being up in the mountains, y'all. And it might not look like it right now, but I'm in the mountains right now. You might not can tell, but I am. All praises to the Most High God. I just left the place where I saw countless UFOs. Last year, it was almost a year ago. I believe it was in August, right here in Pennsylvania, right in the Keystone State. Now check this out. Where I saw those UFOs last year, too many to count. Did y'all know this weekend I learned that plenty of sacred spots in America, spots that are sacred, these people have been known to build golf courses right on top of sacred areas. Why am I telling you that? Because the hotel where I stayed this weekend, in the mountains, the same place where I saw countless UFOs last year, is built right on, it's in the mountains, and it's also a golf course right there. Now, did you guys just hear me tell you? And go look it up. Go look it up. Don't believe me. These people here in America have been known to build golf courses on top of sacred lands. And I just told y'all that mountains are not just like any other piece of land. Something special about it. That's why Moses went up into the mountain to receive the commandments. Y'all, the hotel where I was at had a golf course. You know why? Because that hotel is right on top of sacred land in the mountains. And that is probably why all of those UFOs showed up and showed out last year. Okay? And I wonder, I've been asking myself, how long have those UFOs been coming to that spot? Because I just found out this weekend that these people here in America have been known to build golf courses right directly on top of sacred ground. And the hotel where I was at, it has a golf course right on it. And it's also the hotel where I saw droves and droves and droves of UFOs. Could those UFOs be attracted? Could those UFOs be attracted to that mountain because it's sacred ground? And also, could it have a golf course on that mountain because it's sacred ground and they're trying to hide it? Is that why the UFOs are so attracted to Pennsylvania and the mountains? And to those of you who don't know, Pennsylvania is filled with mountains. I'm almost starting to think that the whole entire state of Pennsylvania is just one big mountain. I can't prove that yet, but I'm starting to get those vibes, family. I'm starting to get those vibes, y'all. Okay? The Most High God has really blessed my soul and blessed my spirit, as he always does, particularly when I come out into nature. Now, I'm from the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. We don't have this kind of stuff out there like that. But if you go way out Maryland, you can actually go to Mount Ephraim. Okay, I want y'all to look at this. Do you see this? I've been around this all weekend, y'all, and it has actually blessed my soul. Maybe somebody out there's soul is being blessed by just watching this. Hopefully so. Okay? Hopefully so. And forgive me for the camera shaking all over the place, but I'm driving on the road. Okay? Look at this, y'all. When you come out here and you are on this kind of terrain and it does something to you. I've been looking at this stuff the whole weekend. Walking around. All I can say is, oh my Yahweh. Like I said, I'm on a mountain right now. You just can't really tell it because of the perspective. But I'm in the mountains right now. My ears are popping right now. If y'all can hear, I'm saying if y'all can hear that, like you in the car with me. Of course y'all can't hear it. You see those mountains ahead of me, y'all? And once again, forgive the camera for being shaky, y'all. Y'all see those mountains right off in the distance? They don't look that high because I'm also very high in the sky myself. I'm in the mountains right now, y'all. On my way back to Savageville, the DMV. Shout out to DC, Maryland, and Virginia. All the savages out there. I'm at a loss for words, y'all. I am at a loss for words. And I really, really thoroughly, when I say thoroughly, I mean thoroughly. I thoroughly enjoy the Most High's creation. I am a part of the Most High's creation, just as you are. Look at that, y'all. Do y'all see that? And look, it might not look that high to y'all because I'm up pretty damn high myself. So it's the perspective, but trust me. Trust me. All praises to the mighty one of Jacob. Y'all see that? And this is why they want to cram all of us into the city, into the ghetto, into the projects, because it gives off bad vibrations, bad vibes, bad frequencies. And my phone just vibrated. That's sound confirmation, okay? Letting you know what I'm saying is true. Everybody clumped up in the city all on top of each other when you could be out here experiencing something like this, okay? This is life-changing, y'all. And I've been addicted to this. I didn't know it, but I got addicted to these mountains back in 2015 when my dear mother was fighting for her life. She came up here to this Keystone State and she passed away. And I didn't understand it then, but I do understand now. I have gotten addicted to Pennsylvania. I've become addicted to the Keystone State for numerous reasons. The first thing that brought me here and really imprinted something in my heart and soul was my dear mother. We had to run from DC. The whole family had to trek from DC up here to the mountains, y'all. My mom was fighting for her life. Obviously, she did not make it. And I'm telling y'all something right now, as I'm making this video, this is really freaking me out because I dreamed that this happened before. I dreamed that I was driving down this street up here in the mountains, making a video, telling y'all about my mother who didn't make it. And now here I am up here in the mountains, driving down the street, telling y'all about my mother who didn't make it. And I already dreamed that I did this before, but I didn't remember that until right now as I'm going live, y'all. All I can say is, wow. Okay, if I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying, y'all. And I might seem like I'm all over the place right now, and I kind of am. I'm real emotional, real nostalgic right now. Because I'm just realizing that first, I dreamed that I did this before. I don't know how long ago I had the dream that I was making this video telling y'all about this. I don't even know if I was on YouTube when I had this dream, but I did, and I just remembered it right now. And that's kind of shaking me up right now. Deja vu while I'm making this video. But I do realize now that I am addicted to the Keystone State. And also, this is the first place where I saw, I don't even know how many UFOs it was, y'all. Countless. But this is the first place that I saw that. I mean, it's too many things. I just can't make this stuff up, y'all. And then check this out. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Last night, I don't know what this thing was, okay? All I'm going to tell you is it was at the same mountain where I saw too many UFOs to count last summer. This time, this thing wasn't in the air. It was on the mountaintop all the way in the back, and it showed up at night, and it lit up. This thing was huge. We could not figure out what this thing was. Police came out there, okay? The police came out there. I'm talking to the police. He doesn't know. We trying to figure it out. And the police came over there because he seen me over there. He seen some Negro up here in the mountains. He like, oh, this nigga doing up here in the mountains? He looks out of place. He don't look like he from around here, which I don't, because I'm not. But I asked him, I said, hey, excuse me, officer, look over there. You see that right there? He said, yeah. I said, do you know what that is? He said, I don't know, maybe a house or something.
Turn right.
Look, this was not a house, okay? And when the sun came up this morning, I looked right over there to the same spot where I saw this stuff, where I saw this thing. This was not a house. There was nothing there. And this thing was huge, okay? Had a whole bunch of lights on it, and these lights were just flickering, and flickering, off and on, off and on, off and on. Sometimes it would look like it was one story of lights.
At the next exit.
Sometimes it looked like it was 2 stories of lights. This thing, I can't even describe this, okay? I still don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. When the sun came up this morning, looked over there, there's nothing there. I'm talking deep in the mountain. This thing was on top of the mountain, y'all. At the very top of the mountain. I can't make this up. This thing was at the top of the mountain. Sometimes it looked like it had 1 story of lights. Sometimes it looked like it had 2 stories. Sometimes it looked like it was 2 lights. Other times it looked like it was maybe 10 to 14 lights. And it kept on doing that. This thing was huge. So there's no way that something can be out there that huge at night. And then in the daytime, you look over there and there's absolutely nothing over there. I'm telling you. And then when I found out this weekend that these people here in America are known
to turn right
for building golf courses on sacred ground, I said, wow, there's something to this, y'all. But let me get off of here, y'all. I've ran my big black mouth long
turn
enough.
Right after 1,000 feet.
If you like this video, if you've gotten anything from this video, like this video and jump down in the comment section and let me know what you all think.
Next right.
Peace, family.
The next right turn.